I've shown you the final results, but I want to take you through exactly what my week in Turkey looked like from start to finish. If you're planning this trip, here's a real day-by-day breakdown of my experience at Holly Park Smile Dental in Fethiye. It all started at Birmingham Airport. I flew into Dalaman and the organisation was spot on. I had a luxury transfer waiting for me for the 1 hour drive to Fethiye. I checked into the Marina Boutique Hotel that had its own little port, which was where I had breakfast every single morning looking over the water. Day 2 is when the work really began. I headed to the clinic for my 3D scan, consultation and all the prep work. During that same day, I had a few hours to relax back at the hotel by the pool, which was a great way to just chill out. Then I headed back to the clinic in the afternoon to have my semi-permanent teeth fitted, so I wasn't left without a smile while the lab did their thing. On day 3, I really made the best of being in Fethiye. I went for a long walk up the mountains to see those incredible views, and I followed it up with a trip to the beach. It was the perfect way to spend the wait while my crowns were being made. It was as if I was on the perfect holiday. Day 4 was another highlight. I spent most of the morning at local markets taking in the atmosphere. Then I headed up to the ancient rock tombs. The history and the views from up there are absolutely breathtaking. Day 5 was the big moment. I went back into the clinic and had my permanent zirconium crowns fitted. I'm over the moon with the look. Then on day 6, I headed in to have my implant surgery right at the back. The procedure took about 90 minutes and the implants aren't finished yet, though I'll be heading back in April to get the crown top bits put on once everything's healed. I think by now we're on about day 7, so I headed down to the main marina to the centre of Fethiye to catch a 12-island boat tour. Spending the day on the water was a perfect way to celebrate my new smile. Okay, we're on day 8. I had the most relaxing morning before my luxury transfer picked me up from the hotel. I think it was about 2 p.m. to head back to the airport in Dalaman for my flight to the UK. Now, the whole process was seamless. I can't wait to go back in April to finish my journey. If you're looking to book, don't forget to use my discount code lathonmb or LMB for a better price. Now you can see the final results, you know I'm completely happy, but there's things about the process that nobody tells you. I'm doing this series in my own space to give you my 100% honest truth. So today I'm breaking down what it actually feels like to get them done. Reflecting on the work I had at Holly Park Smile Dental, the technology was what really stood out. They used a 3D scanner to design my zirconium crowns specifically for my face and my bite. They don't just make them look good, they make sure the bite feels completely natural, so eating and speaking feels exactly like before. I chose the shade B1, which is the brightest shade they offer, because I wanted that really clean, polished look. But the best part is that you have free will to choose whatever shade you want. There's so many options available if you want to go for a more natural colour. They show you the range, but you are the one in control of your final look. Now, I will say it's perfectly normal for your teeth to feel a little bit strange at first. Your mouth actually needs a few weeks to fully adjust to the new shape, but you soon get used to them and then they start feeling like your own. The clinic is spotless and the team makes sure you're comfortable every step of the way. If you're thinking about heading over to Fethiye, Turkey, make sure you save this video so you don't forget these details. And stay tuned for the next video, which is all about dental implants. A lot of you have been asking about the more serious side of the dental work, the surgery. I actually had 3 implants put in at the back, and today I'm going to explain exactly what the procedure was like and why it's completely different ball game compared to the crowns. An implant isn't just a cap, it's a titanium screw that acts as a permanent root. Because I had 3 done right at the back of my mouth, it was a proper surgical procedure, so I wasn't able to film it because it's a sterile surgical environment. But I want to be honest about the sensation. It wasn't painful at all, it was just uncomfortable. You feel like a lot of pressure in your mouth while they work, but you don't feel actual pain. To explain the process simply, they cut open the gum, they drill into the bone, and then place a titanium implant in. Once the implants are secure, they stitch the gum back up, and the whole procedure only took about an hour and a half. And the team made sure I was completely numb throughout. I had this first stage done in November, and now I have to wait for the healing process, which is about 4 months. You can't rush this. You have to let the bone grow around the screw so the foundation is 100% solid. I'm actually heading back in April to have the final teeth fitted on top of those implants. I was actually surprised at how manageable the recovery has been. It takes patience to do it the right way, but having those solid teeth at the back is going to be a massive game changer for my bite and my confidence. Now stay tuned for the next part where I'll break down my full aftercare routine. Any questions about the surgery or the healing time, drop them in the comments. How you treat your teeth in the first few months determines if they're going to last 20 years or just 5. Now I've settled into my new smile, I'm showing you my exact aftercare routine I'm using to protect my investment. First of all, I only use alcohol-free mouthwash. This is vital because alcohol is a solvent and can erode the dental cement, holding the crowns in place. If that weakens, the crowns could loosen. So I stick to an alcohol-free to keep the bond permanent. When it comes to toothpaste, stop using whitening toothpaste. It's a waste of money because you can't whiten zirconium crowns, and often it's too abrasive, which will scratch and dull the shine. Me personally, I use Sensodyne Pro Enamel Protection. It's non-abrasive and it's designed to protect the enamel and your dental work. For my brushing routine, I actually start with a soft bristle manual toothbrush just to brush the old tongue and get everything clean first. Then I move on to my pressure sensitive electric toothbrush, brushing gently so I don't force these gums to recede, and every few days I also use a water flosser just to clean between the gaps. I'm also watching my diet, avoiding staining foods like curry or coffee while my gums settle, and I also wear a night guard. This is important to avoid any grinding while I'm asleep, which prevents any damage. Also, don't panic if you get a bit of sensitivity to cold drinks early on. It's totally normal while your mouth settles down over the next few weeks. And last but not least, I see the hygienist every 6 months for an airflow treatment, avoiding traditional scale and polishes because metal tools can scratch your crowns. Airflow uses a fine powder that cleans them perfectly without damage. So I've taken you through the diary, the surgery, the technology and the aftercare, and now I want to give you my final verdict. Was it worth travelling from Birmingham all the way to Fethiye to transform my smile? For me, the answer is 100% yes. One of the best things, and as you can see as I'm filming right now, is that I don't use any whitening filters on my videos anymore. In the past, I might have used a filter to brighten things up, but these are my actual teeth. They are actually this white and bright because of the procedure at Holly Park. So what you see on the screen right now is exactly what they look like in person. No camera tricks, just results. The whole experience was top tier, from the luxury transfers to the precision of the 3D scans. The whole trip felt like a holiday with a brilliant result at the end. The team made sure everything was handled professionally from start to finish. I hope this series has shown you the reality, both the high points and the honest truth about the process. Remember, I'm not fully finished yet. I'll be documenting the final stage of my journey when I head back to Fethiye in April to complete those implants and get those crowns fitted on top. If you've been watching the series and thinking about booking your own transformation, my advice to you is to do your research and ask my consultant Eunice at Holly Park Dental any questions you have. I've tagged their page below, so don't forget to use my discount code lathonmb or LMB to get a better deal on your treatment. Thanks for following this series, and if you've missed any parts, you can go back and watch the whole journey from start to finish in my Turkey Teeth playlists or collections right here on my profile. I honestly thought that the last video was going to be my final one in the Turkey Teeth series, but I had so many people messaging me asking about the cost. I knew I had to sit down and break it all down for you. The most important thing to remember is that the cost varies for everybody. I know from personal inquiries that if you're looking for a full set of zirconium crowns in the UK, you're easily looking at around £20,000 or even more in some cases. I've also found that implants back home can cost around £2,500 per tooth. When you add that up, the price for a full transformation in the UK becomes life-changing money. And that is why so many people travel to Turkey to have their teeth done. It's significantly cheaper than the UK, which is why most people simply can't afford to have this level of work done at home. At Holly Park Smile Dental Clinic, you are usually saving around 80%. 80%, guys! This is because the laboratory fees and overheads are much more affordable over there, allowing you to get a high-end result for a fraction of the price. One cost you do need to plan for are your flights. If you want to save money, look at off-peak months like March and November. During those times, you can usually find a return flight between £80 and £150. Now, in the peak summer months, those same flights can easily jump to £300 to £400 or more. So if you're on a budget, book in the quieter months and it can save you a lot of money up front. Now, my package was all inclusive, covering all the dental work, my hotel, my private VIP transfers. I've tagged Holly Park Smile Clinic below so you can message them on WhatsApp and get a personalised quote for yourself. If you want a quote for your specific needs, use my discount code lathonmb or LMB to get a better deal. And before you go, smash that follow button because my next series is all about how you can monetize your Facebook. Yes, you heard me right. You can receive a paycheck from Facebook for posting reels, posts, texts, everything. So smash that follow button.